Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another nail video. It is about Sparkle & Co., which is a company I absolutely love. They do have a subscription bag that is not recurring, meaning you don't have to be locked in. You just sign up for it every month if you're interested in that particular palette. This month's palette for the month of November is Sunflower, so the colors are all themed around sunflower color themes. The first color is DP178, which is s'mores, like the s'mores that you eat. Hot chocolate, please. The color is a really pretty brown color. It has some settling that's happened on top of the color, which is normal. You just shake it up and move it around and it all mixes back together. So don't worry if you see that on top of a dip powder. Just shake it up, it'll be fine. The next one is Peace, Love, and Sunflowers. That is a pretty glitter that has like holographic glitter in it that kind of changes colors depending on the way the light hits it. And the next one is You Are Gorgeous, which is a yellow color that is a glitter, a shimmery type of a glitter color. For today's video, I'm going to use all Sparkle & Co. products from beginning to end because I have all of their products from beginning to end because, again, I love them. So the base coat and the activator, which with this company is called Solidify, and their top coat, which I love their top coat. Their top coat is top notch, you guys. Like seriously, their top coat is super shiny. It is one of the best on the market. And I'm also going to use their clear, which is also one of the best on the market. Anytime I use it, I know I'm not going to have a problem with cloudiness. I know I'm just not going to have a problem. So I use their clear all of the time, just about for every mani. Now, I wanted to show you guys the bottle on this one. The dip bases, sometimes the brush can stick to the top of the bottle and not come off when you screw it. But just screw the top back on really tight, kind of move it around and screw the top back on real tight and then take it off. It comes right off with no issues. So now let's get started with dipping. While I'm dipping today, I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to give you all a little bit of history on how I started with dip powder. Now, I am not a professional. I have never been to any beauty school. No one's ever showed me anything outside of what I have watched on YouTube or watched friends do. That's basically how I learned how to do it. So you too can do this because it's really, really simple. That's how I learned. I actually was in a Facebook group where a girl did her own nails. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, I know this girl did not just do this to her nails, and her nails are sitting up here looking like a salon. Like, really? I know she didn't do that. How did she do that? So then I immediately started to try to research and ask questions about how she did it. Now, before this, I was a total nail polish girl. Like, not even a gel polish girl. I was just a regular, basic nail polish girl. I had maybe 30 or 40 colors of nail polish. I had mastered how to make regular nail polish last for about a week or so without it chipping. So in my mind, I felt like I was really doing something by having my nails polished and having it last for a week. Like, I was on top of the game at that point. I'm like, seriously, I don't know how I figured it out. Let's roll with this. And then this dip powder comes along. And it's something that's like a salon quality and all this type of stuff. I'm like, wait a minute. Now let me figure this out. So I went on YouTube trying to figure out if this was something I could manage and something I could do. After watching a couple of videos, I was like, I actually think I probably can do this. So I got brave enough to go ahead and order a kit. Now the kit I got was a little small kit. It came with one color and little small bottles of liquids that were enough for you to get through a couple of manicures just to try it. So that's what I thought was perfect. I'm like, okay, let me just try this. I believe it was by Kiss, and I think I got it at Walmart. I paid like $19.99 for it, but of course, because it was during the height of the pandemic, no one was able to go to salons to get their nails done. So everyone was kind of gravitating towards dip powder as a solution because all of the salons were closed. So I couldn't find it inside of a Walmart, so I had to order it online. It took a month or so to come, which was forever, but because of the times, it was during the time when everybody was really slow with their processing and their sending out things and all of that because of the pandemic. So it took about a month to come, and I tried it, and I was like, wow, that was easy. That wasn't hard at all. Now, my very first set by no means was perfect. When I look back at those pictures, I don't have those pictures anymore. I would show you guys. But when I look back at those pictures, They weren't perfect, but they were absolutely good enough for me to continue to try to improve on what I had done for the very first time. Like, they weren't horrible, they weren't trash, they didn't look like they were amateur or kindergartner did it. They looked pretty good. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and continue to try to improve on this method. So I bought more colors I was starting to buy. I started to look into online companies, which I started out with Revel, which was one company that I seemed to be stuck on for a very, very long time. And then I saw someone post something. I started joining nail groups. That really was the end of the end. That was the end of the end. Like, all of these ladies on here doing big time things with this dip powder in these nail groups were really the end of the end for me. I was completely hooked from then on, and I have been ever since. So again, I started out with Revel, and Revel had a lot of colors and a lot of options, and their liquids is what I was using because at the time, that was the only thing that I knew. I only knew Revel liquids, so that's what I used. I used them all the time, and I was cool. And then one day, I looked at a nail group, and I saw this lady talking about these colors that she had gotten from Sparkle & Co. They were so glittery and so many pretty glitter colors and shimmer colors and all these different things. I went immediately over to their website and I was like, wow, look at this. This is great. Like, I am in heaven. This is the best. Like, I love it. So I started researching what they offered at Sparkle & Co. And I quickly found that they have their own liquids, which I didn't realize each company had their own liquids. That tells you how naive I was to the entire process. I didn't think every company had their own liquids. I just thought, here or there, you would find liquids out there and just stick with the same liquids and move on. So I found out that Sparkle & Co. had their own, so I tried theirs. I also realized that they have subscription bags, and subscription bags are reoccurring every month, meaning you're automatically billed depending on which level you have, and they have several levels. I started with the basic one, of course, at first, but quickly graduated up to the highest one, which is where I'm at right now and where I've been for some time now. So needless to say, I absolutely love Sparkle & Co. I have been with them for a while, and I just love their company. I love their products. They are very high quality, and I love everything about their products. Now, as far as this palette subscription is only month to month. Like, if you sign up for it, you're not automatically going to be billed. So if you don't like the colors, then don't buy it. It's open from the 1st of the month to around the 25th of each month, and each month they offer a different palette of colors. This month's colors are the ones I'm using today, are the November colors. So if you don't like these colors, skip this month and look for whatever's coming out for December 1st and buy those if you like those. So that's kind of how that works. So Sparkle & Co. overall is a very, very good company. If you're starting out with dip powder, I do highly recommend them. They are a very good company and I love them. Now, enough of my talking. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch for a few minutes and I'll be back. Now for this last nail, I decided I was going to do a little bit of an ombre on it. So I started out with the brown color, which is DP178. I started out with that color, just did 2 dips of that color, and I used a little brush. Now the little brush that I'm going to use in order to do the ombre, I am using a little Wet n Wild brush. I do have a link for it in my Amazon storefront. Also, this water marbling tool, which I use all the time in all of my videos, and every time I do my manis, I use it. It's also in the Amazon storefront. The link is in the description box. You can go ahead and check that out if you want to pick those things up. So I am doing 2 dips of the brown color, and then I'm going to do the ombre on this one nail. And the glitter I'm using for the ombre is the DP 192, which is a Peace, Love, and Sunflowers, which is the same color that I use on my pointer finger. So to do the ombre nail, I go on with a thin coat of the dip base, and then I use the brush to just tap the glitter onto the bottom part of the nail. Kind of have the brush hang over the end of your finger, like hanging off of the nail a little bit, so that you can only get the glitter concentrated on the lower part of your nail. If you start out too high up, the ombre will go up too high and kind of cover the whole nail. So see how some's going over just past my cuticle? That's okay, we can brush that part off. So you just lightly tap it, and then I take the tip part that has the base on it that I don't want the glitter to be on. I just dip it into the solid color. So I don't file off the glitter off of the top. I cover everything with clear, and then we go on to the next step. And that's it. All the nails have been dipped and activated. So now I'm going to go off camera and file everything. And this is what it looks like filed. I am a huge sucker for dark colors, so this is right up my alley. I'm loving it. So we're going to go ahead and add the activator one last time as the final step before you add top coat. This activator is just working to harden the top coat. So we're going to let it sit on here about 2 minutes. Once I get it applied to all my nails, I let it sit 2 minutes exactly, setting a timer, 2 minutes exactly. Then I wipe my fingers off with a paper towel to get any extra activator off, because activator will harden your brush and it will harden your liquids in the jar. So your top coat, it will harden your top coat. Trust me, you don't want that. So be sure to wipe off your nails before you start in with the top coat, and then you go in with the top coat. Ooh, that part is so satisfying for me. I love to put the top coat over it, and all of the shine starts to come out. I just love all of that. Make sure at this point you're doing quick swipes of the top coat the first round and wiping your brush off before you're putting it back in the jar. That's very, very important. You don't want to drag activator back into your jar. It will ruin your jar and your brush. So be sure you're wiping it off before you put it back in the bottle. The second time, you don't have to do that. With the second coat of top coat, you don't have to do that. You can just wipe on top as normal. Take your time. Make sure you're getting all of your edges. Making sure you're capping off your edges really nice. Make sure everything looks nice and smooth, and you're good to go. I'm just going to finish up my top coat, add some cuticle oil, and this mani will be a wrap. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be sure to link all the information about Sparkle & Co in the description box so that you can find it. Again, this is the November subscription palette called Sunflowers. It's available from November 1st to November 25th of 2021. So if you're interested, go over there and check them out. Thanks again, you guys, for watching. I will see you all in the next video. And be sure to stay tuned for pictures. Bye for now.